We meet Sasori at the very beginning of Shippuden. He and his Akatsuki partner Deidara infiltrate the sand village Sunagakure in order to capture the one-tailed Jinchuriki Gaara of the Sand. They succeed and are stopped on the way out of the village by Gaara's older brother Kankuro and his puppet. Sasori has Deidara take off with Gaara so that he can deal with Kankuro, who he considers to be a minor distraction. It's not that Kankuro is weak, it's that he owes everything he can do to Sasori, and Sasori knows this just by looking at the puppets that he's using. Not only did Sasori innovate on the techniques for the puppeteers of the Sand Village, but he created the very puppets that Kankuro uses. Sasori makes short work of him, and Kankuro actually does know who Sasori is, it's just that he can't recognize him because he's in his armored puppet of Hiruko. This puppet effectively conceals his identity. To call the following battle a curb stomp would be like to call a tornado a breeze, and Kankuro is left poisoned and on the verge of death. He does pull through, but not without losing all of his puppets and his brother. Sasori rejoins with Deidara, and they work on delivering Gaara and extracting the one-tailed beast Shukaku from him, all the while Team 7 is hot on their tails. They decide to stick around and take on Team 7 because they know that the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki Naruto is part of that team. Deidara successfully lures Naruto and Kakashi away, while Sasori is left to deal with Sakura and his own grandmother, Chiyo. Through some impressive teamwork, Sakura and Chiyo are able to destroy Hiruko, making Sasori have to get up and try on his own for one. He wastes no time and brings out his third Kazekage puppet, showing just how dangerous its abilities can be, even disabling Chiyo. But Sakura manages to clinch out a win and destroys one of his favorite puppets. Ladies, gentlemen, and all those outside and in between, I bring you the Land of Wind's great puppet off. First we have Lady Chiyo with the 10-finger salute. But Sasori will not be outdone and multiplies that 10 by 10, truly a puppet master. But it's not over yet for Granny Chiyo. She has coordination and teamwork on her side, something Sasori never quite managed to master. His numbers eventually prove too much, and his puppet body proves very troublesome to take down. His only vulnerable spot is his physical core, which he is very skilled at keeping out of the way of Sakura and Chiyo's attacks. The fight seems lost when Sakura takes a poison blade in order to defend Chiyo. Chiyo uses this opportunity to take out a distracted Sasori by utilizing the exact puppets that he had made in the image of his parents. Sakura takes the opportunity to give Sasori a much-needed punch to the face, but quickly starts to succumb to the poison from the blade he just stabbed her with. Sasori finally accepts defeat, but not before mocking what he thinks are Chiyo's medical ninjutsu attempts at saving Sakura's life from the poison. In reality, Chiyo is using a technique called Kisho Tensei, or one's own life resurrection. It is considered a forbidden technique because you use your own life energy to bring someone who has passed back to life, but in fact was created by Chiyo when she was part of the Puppeteer Brigade in order to bring life to puppets. She developed this technique based on her experience with Sasori in an attempt to hopefully one day make amends for her neglect and bring back the parents that he so desperately was grieving even to this day. Now, Sakura wasn't, in fact, gone yet, so when she uses this, it doesn't require the normal cost of this technique, which is your own life. And Sakura is able to wake up, thus silencing Sasori's mockery. Having finally learned a bit of respect, Sasori passes, but not before giving Sakura a hint that he thinks is very helpful, but that's a story for another day. Like most of Akatsuki, he is actually brought back by way of Edo Tensei by Kabuto during the Fourth Shinobi World War. He and Deidara continue their effective partnership and take on none other than the Allied Shinobi Forces Ambush Division led by our good friend Kankuro. After some slick body-changing shenanigans, Sasori finds himself in a rematch against his unintentional apprentice, Kankuro. As you can see, Kankuro comes ready and he's no longer outclassed as a puppeteer. It's a bit of a struggle, but Kankuro succeeds this time, noting that he puts a bit of his soul into his puppet creations in a way that Sasori never would understand. Sasori agrees and actually formally declares Kankuro his successor, gifting him his mother and father puppets that he created so long ago, realizing that this was the everlasting art that he always strived to create. With that, Sasori passes for a second time, finally at peace.